All right, let's get into this week. Where this week, I mostly wanted to focus on trying to get myself back under control. And I will tell you this much, I definitely did. I was definitely able to get myself back under control. I felt the drive again pretty early on into the week. Like, I was just like, there's shit, get back to it. So I definitely rebounded myself, got myself back on track. Like I said, we didn't do a weigh-in last week, so I don't know what progress I had from last week, but we'll kind of see where we are from 2 weeks ago, which is not great, but to be expected. So right now, I'm pretty happy that I have control again. I have self-control. Last night was a little bit rough, but tonight, I'm feeling back to being good again. So let's just go ahead and get into the numbers. The numbers really don't mean anything this week. They'll mean a little bit more next week. But for this week right now, we are looking at a weigh-in of 243.4 pounds, a 4.4 pound gain over 2 weeks ago. But remember, I had that little break to just try and get those cravings out and rebound myself, which worked. It definitely worked. But yeah, so definitely not good, but not as bad as I was expecting it. I was actually expecting worse. And actually around Thursday or Friday, actually was able to weigh in at a 241. So I know my true weight is actually probably a little bit lower than that, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. And then ended up trying to find the exact date. There it is. So this last Friday, ended up doing a 5K, and for that 5K, this was the turkey trot. I never bring the freaking medals over here. If you want to see the medals, check out Instagram. I have it on there. But I was able to do that 5K in 39 minutes and 19 seconds. And I was pretty freaking proud of that. That was a really, really good one. And that was the completion of 4Ks in 4 weeks. 4 5Ks in 4 weeks, which was pretty impressive considering, like, in the beginning of this, keep in mind that was a 12:40 pace per mile. Let's just go back to the beginning here. Where did I start out at? 'Cause I have a whole file here for my runs. My first run that I documented was back on June 17th, and my pace was a 14 and a half. 14 and a half minutes was my pace back then, which was, well, it's a bit slow, but that's to be expected when you're starting out. So 14 and a half. But let's go to today, where I actually did a 5K today. And that's something that, if my mother's watching right now, which she probably is, might surprise her a little bit. So from the beginning of the year, I did the 14 and a half pace. At the end of this year, I'd set my best pace today at a 10:42 pace. 10 minutes and 42 second pace. That is incredibly impressive. Yeah. I mean, I essentially shaved off 4 minutes per mile off of, like, since I first started trying to run. I started documenting everything back in June. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year when I really get back into trying to do 5Ks again. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I'm done doing 5Ks for this year. It would have to be a really interesting medal or a really, really big thing for me to want to do another 5K. This last one, I won't reveal what it was for yet until the medal arrives. But it is definitely something that was very, very close to my heart. And I will definitely post it when the medal arrives. But yeah, it was definitely a very, very proud moment for me to be able to pull off that 10:42. So, yeah. Well, actually, total duration was the 5K in 33 minutes and 25 seconds, which was a new personal best. It was great. It was absolutely great and wonderful to be able to hit that. So, I mean, what was the last one that I did? Like, I'm trying to figure out what was the best time that I had on a 5K prior. That one wasn't it. I think this one was it. Yeah, 34:19, which that one was good too. A 34:19 is also very respectable, but 33:25 is pretty good too. So, yeah, even though I've been struggling lately with the food, the running definitely was a very big thing that I was able to really improve on. And it was something I didn't really expect to have be something that would come into my life so strong and something I'd be so passionate about. But it's been awesome. But something else also happened this week that I kind of wanted to address. I was just working at the store, placing an order. Random customer, like as I'm ordering some candy at the checkouts, just looks at me for a sec. She's just like, "You have lost a lot of weight." I don't know who this is. I have no idea who the hell this person is. But apparently they've been a local long enough and have seen me around long enough that they're like, "Wow, you have lost a lot of weight." So yeah, I told him that I'd lost 230 pounds and told him basically that I was doing keto. And it's weird because anybody who takes notice of this usually knows somebody who's on keto. Just that they don't know how to utilize keto and ketosis to its fullest extent. So she said that she's hoping her husband is able to lose quite a bit of weight with it. And I told her, if you really want to see progress, coconut oils and 15 carb limit. But that's hard to do. It's so hard to do for most people. For me, it's fairly easy because I'm such a picky eater. But meats and cheeses, that's where I go. But for a lot of people, it is incredibly tough to do. So it's not for everybody. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I just found it so weird and random just having some random person just go, "Wow, you've lost a lot of weight." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I have. Who are you?" It's weird. It's weird when it happens. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just kind of an awkward moment. So I'm just like, I don't know who the hell you are. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting week this week for that. And then just getting myself back on track with the eating. Like I said, last night was just a little bit rough, but it wasn't that bad. So it doesn't help when I was binge watching Lord of the Rings and I got 4 episodes down. And when you're just watching a show / movie, basically is what Lord of the Rings really is. Your mind kind of goes into that, I'm hungry all of a sudden. I'm really, really hungry all of a sudden. Feed me, bitch, is basically what happens. So everyone has been there. That's why movie theaters make hella bank off of their freaking snack bar. So it's just kind of how it goes. So I'm not too upset at myself over that one, but I am very, very happy with how I did this week for running, because that's 2 runs, 2 5Ks with only a day in between. So, but I know the time was running out on being able to do runs comfortably with how the weather is, and it's been windy. It's a little hard to run in the wind sometimes because you're running into it half the time with my route. So it's not exactly pleasant, but the temperature was right. So it is what it is. But other than that, I don't really have much to report on. I will be taking this weekend off, most likely. And then potentially the weekend after I could be taking off. So I want to address one thing, and that is, where's the finish line with this? Because originally I was saying the finish line was going to be the end of the year. And then I was like, well, I don't think the finish line is going to be the end of the year. I think I finally know what I want to do. And what that goal is going all the way to 250 pounds lost. I think that's what I want to do, is go to 250 pounds lost. So at this point right now, I'm currently just a little over 15 pounds away from it. Is that possible to do by the end of the year? Sure, but with as many days as I'm taking off, probably not going to happen. And that's fine. I was kind of expecting to go into next year. How long into next year, I don't know. But I am expecting that I'll be going into next year for a bit. And then at that point, when I hit 250 pounds lost, which will take me to mid 220s? I think it'll be like mid 220s, right? Hang on a second. Let me try and quick math. Another 15 pounds from where we are right now. So yeah, that's mid to upper 20s. So maybe I'll hit for 224. If I could hit 224, maybe we'll call that the new finish line. That hurt. If we could reach the 224, I think that's where the finish line is going to be. Just 250, maybe a little bit over, is where I'm going to be going to, and then that'll be the transition point into when I'll try and do weekends off. But when we hit the new year, that will be when I get back onto ketosis again, and it'll be hardcore going at it till we reach that milestone. But I do have quite a few times where I'm wanting to take weekends off here. I don't see it being possible. So it's nice right now that I'm still keto during the week, because being keto during the week is making sure that I'm burning a lot of what happened over the weekend off. So, but for right now, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is 250, maybe a little bit further, and we'll just kind of go from there. Like I said, 224. 24 is like one of my favorite numbers. So if I could hit 224, I think that would be a really optimal goal to hit. But then at the same time, then 220's right there, and you're just like, it's right there. If I could hit to the 119 mark and just have 2-1, never seen that one in a while. So yeah, no, you keep on thinking just a little bit more. So we'll worry about that when we get there. For right now, 250 is mandatory. I have to hit that, maybe a little bit over. We'll see what happens, but that is definitely the thing in my mind. I'm not going to push through to under 200. I don't think, with how my metabolism is, that's something realistically that I can hit. I don't think that that's something that I want to try and go for. I think I would exhaust myself, because I'd be getting into year 3 of just nonstop keto. And like a lot of studies have said, there's not much on long-term ketosis and what that does to the body. I'm not sure that I want to be one of those test subjects on figuring out what ketosis does in the long term. So having the weekends off kind of helps balance that out. So I don't know. We'll just kind of see how things are going. But that's kind of where my mind is at right now. Is 250 is mandatory. Anything beyond that, we'll figure out down the line. So, and I am pretty sure, and by pretty sure, I would probably say about 80% sure that I'm not going to hit that by the end of the year like I was originally hoping to, but it's all right. So that's it, though, for this week, though. I'm just kind of exhausted right now. So that's going to do it. I'll see you guys back here next week. Thank you for continued support. Good night. And I'll try and move Cat Cam over. She's not in the usual spot tonight.